Greetings of the day, viewers. My name is Amarjit Kundu. Today we'll prepare Swiss roll. As we have discussed in the previous classes, there are three types of cakes or sponges: rich, lean and fatless. Swiss roll comes under fatless category because there is no fat is being used while preparing Swiss roll. Basic ingredients which are required to prepare Swiss roll are egg, granulated sugar, refined flour, baking powder, vanilla essence, some sort of jam. You can use strawberry, mixed fruit, mango, pineapple or marmalade. Then you can also use some chocolate, melted chocolate for the layering. You can also use rich cream or fresh cream for the layering purpose. The Swiss roll is basically a flat sponge rolled spirally and cut into tiny pieces. We'll start the process. The equipment required for this process of making Swiss roll are mixing bowl, a whisker, a palette knife, silicone spatula, measuring spoon set, a pair of scissors. Again, I am repeating, very first thing you need to do before starting the process of any sort of baking process for cake making or sponge making, you need to have your cake tin lined well. So this time we'll be lining this Swiss roll tray. Just cut out proper measurement which is suitable for the base size of Swiss roll tray. Now, how to line it? Use very gentle amount of refined oil or melted fat. Grease the tray. Now place this butter paper at the base. Stick it properly. Now again apply refined oil or melted fat over it. Now at this point, we need to add a very thin layer of refined flour over the greased lining. So how to do so? Just sprinkle some amount of flour at one edge. And slide it to every side and make sure it covers the edges. Now in the end, just remove excess flour from the tray. Now here you can see there is a very thick layer. So how to remove this? Just tap it once so that the excess flour will be removed. Now very fine thin layer of refined flour over it. Now our baking tray for Swiss roll is ready. Now we'll prepare the batter for this Swiss roll. For preparing batter, we need to break eggs one by one. Why we are breaking eggs one by one? So that we can check if any egg out of these 3 eggs is stale or maybe rotten. So you can destroy the whole batter. So instead of wasting 3 eggs at a time, we can break one by one and keep on adding into mixing bowl. So how to go about it? Just try to crack the egg with one stroke, with gentle stroke, with the help of palette knife. Let the yolk and egg white. Now check there are no blood spots or any issue of stale egg or rotten one. So the egg is clean. Transfer this into mixing bowl. Repeat the process. So all 3 eggs were of good quality. So after adding the eggs, now we'll add granulated sugar into it. Make sure your sugar is not moist. It should be completely dry. And again we'll repeat the process of like we did for genoise, whisking it. In a single direction we'll be whisking it. Do not reverse the hand movement. Otherwise, what we are doing, we are entrapping air into it by whisking it. If you reverse the movement of your hand, the air which we have entrapped during whisking will escape out of it. While whisking, always keep a damp cloth beneath so that it will not move. The mixing ball will remain stable. You can also use hand blender for this purpose if available. At this point, after the mixture of egg and sugar is ready, we will add baking powder into the flour and sieve it so that it gets distributed evenly. So, why do we sieve refined flour? Just to remove impurities and get the addition done within the particles. Now, here we can see the ribbon consistency is being achieved. The batter is falling like a ribbon. It shows that your batter is ready to be mixed with refined flour. Add refined flour into batches. Just sprinkle it over the surface. Now, here we are following cut and fold method. This is cut and then fold. Add this refined flour and 3 to 4 go. Now, just to balance the consistency, we can use very tiny amount or small amount of water with this. If your batter is good to go, then no need to add. You need to check the air is still intact within the batter, but you can also check it by tapping. There will be hollow sound. Again, precaution need to be taken that should not tap the batter, otherwise the flour will settle down. Into lined Swiss roll tray. Again, keep on wiping from the base. It will go very easily. Keep the mixing bowl close to the tray. Make sure the batter is filled evenly. We can spread it like this. When the batter is evenly distributed, you can gently tap it once just to level it out. That's it. Now, the Swiss roll will go for baking at 180 degrees Celsius, 180 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes. Now, Swiss roll will go for baking at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes. Why we are keeping it for less time if we compare it with genoise? Because it has more surface area as compared to cake ring of previous dish, that is genoise. Horizontally, it has more surface area, so it will bake faster at same temperature. Now we are ready with a baked Swiss roll sheet. We'll take it out when it's warm. Do not let it cool down, otherwise the flexibility will not be there, and while giving it shape of a spiral fold, it will break or crack down. So while it's hot and warm, then only you will take it out from the tray on a clean duster. Just flip it over it. I'll show you how to do it, and then roll it. Scrape off the edges. We can also use a small knife. I'm using this palette knife. Just check that it is not sticked anywhere. Get it loose. Now it's ready to be flipped. Now on this, and flip it. Now peel off the butter paper. Make sure again keep your grip close to the base so that it will not tear off any edges. Now we have removed. It's still nice, hot and warm. Now just apply very less pressure with the help of rolling pin, just to even out. The sponge. Now fold it from the edge. You can use the duster along with it, or just fold it without using the duster. I am using the duster so that excess moisture will be absorbed by this dry duster. Give it a toffee fold from the edge and let it cool down for a while. Now, the roll is ready for resting. Meanwhile, we will prepare the filling for this Swiss roll. For preparing the layer filling of Swiss roll, we can use table surface or any mixing bowl to smoothen out whichever thing you want to fill. You can use any marmalade, jam or chocolate. We are using orange marmalade for this. Just take out required amount. Just move your palette knife to and fro just to smooth it out, so that while applying it on Swiss roll, it will be easy for you. Now at this time, when you release, it will get a spiral shape easily. Now we have a Swiss roll with us. Now take a lump and spread it evenly. You need to spread the marmalade evenly till the end. Now we have a nice layer, nice and even layer of orange marmalade. You can use any sort of jam. You can also use a whipped cream layer. You can use chocolate ganache for this purpose. We are using orange marmalade for it. It's very crucial to fold it properly. So what we'll do, we'll tightly fold the edges, avoiding any layer breakage. Here we have a swirl of Swiss roll with us. Now we need to wrap it. Duster will not be folded within, but it should be tight. Again, give it a toffee knot from the edge, a tight one. Now we'll place this into refrigerator to gain the desired shape. I hope you have learned the process of making Swiss roll. Now we have the ready product with us, the Swiss roll. It can be served along with some fruits. You can present it like this, along with some cream, whipped cream or custard. Just sprinkle icing sugar over it and it's ready to serve. Thank you.